Now that you know the basic outline of a debate and what the speeches are, we need to learn more about the content that makes up those speeches. To do that, we need to explore the medium in which debate arguments are stored. Before a tournament, yourself, team members, and coaches will work to produce arguments that you can use during the competition. In this video, we're going to review unique terminology and show you the medium debaters use to store and transmit their arguments. In debate, arguments are established by evidence. Evidence can take many forms. One common form is referred to as cards. What are cards? Here's an example. Let's break down the components of what we're seeing, and then things will become a lot clearer. This is the tag. A tag is a brief summary of the argument that the debater wants to make. It usually consists of a claim and a warrant. A warrant is a reason or explanation for why the claim is believed to be true. This is the citation. This provides author and publication information for the evidence below it. Citations are important because they provide the qualifications of the author to establish expertise and the publication information so that in between rounds and tournaments, other teams can look up the evidence in question, ensure it's accurate, and scrutinize it. This is the body of the evidence. This is a copy and pasted portion of an article or book found by a debater or coach. The purpose of the evidence is to help prove the tag. In a debate, it's not the case that debaters read all of this text. What happens is you underline select portions of the article that specifically help make your point. Then a subset of the underlined portion is highlighted with the goal to make a complete argument using as few words as possible. This is done because the speeches in debate are timed and opponents are required to answer your arguments. This creates an incentive to make as many arguments in the shortest amount of time as possible. So our example card is an example of solvency. The Montreal Protocol is an international treaty. The Kigali Amendment changes the way the treaty works as it relates to hydrofluorocarbons, or HFCs. It restricts the regulation of HFCs, resulting in much less greenhouse gas emissions, which would help to avert climate change. It does this by promoting a phase out of HFC use and a phase in of higher energy efficiency, mainly in refrigerators and air conditioners. The last part is a warrant for why the Kigali Amendment helps avert climate change. When you have a lot of cards, the organized compilation of those cards is called a file. A file will be specific to a particular subject, and that will usually be in the file's name. Files are Word documents, but the industry standard for policy debate is to use a Microsoft Word template called Verbatim. If you would like to download the Verbatim template, there's a link in the description of this video. A template like Verbatim creates shortcut keys for the most common keystrokes and text formats to make processing and organizing evidence much more efficient. The Verbatim shortcuts are built within the document map in mind. In a normal Word document, different headings appear in different ways in the document map. Verbatim takes those headings, changes the default format of those headings to a particular font, size, and boldness, and changes the name so they aren't all heading 1, 2, 3, or 4. Instead, in Verbatim, the top heading is called a pocket. The layer under the pocket is called a hat. The layer under hat is called a block. And the layer under block is tags. Similar to cards, which is a reference to past debate practice, where evidence was literally placed onto individual note cards and then read in debate rounds. The labels pocket and hat and block come from when debate evidence was stored on printed out paper and organized into files that people carried around at tournaments. Don't worry about the exact content you're seeing right now. We will explain that in later videos. The main point is just seeing how evidence is stored and organized. The way you navigate a file is by using the document map. You can make it more expansive or you can collapse it down. You can expand specific sections, or you can expand all the sections. You use files to make speech documents. So for example, let's say you are preparing a 2AC and the negative reads the China disad. You would navigate in your file to the disad answers section. You would find the answers to this disad. Then you would copy and paste into a second document, which is going to be a compilation of all the cards you need to answer the 1 in C, which will be a much smaller subset of the total number of cards in your possession. One nice thing about Verbatim is that it even makes copy and paste faster with the use of the tilde button. What you need to do is open a blank Verbatim document. You can label it whatever you want, but it's easier if you try to be specific, such as speech 2AC round 3. Then, in the file you're using, navigate to Choose Doc and ensure your speech document is the one that is selected. Now we're looking for China disad answers. Scroll down to the disad section, find the China DA hat, see the block that says 2AC, click that in the document map, then hit the tilde button, and it appears in the speech document. Let's recap the mechanics and terminology we just learned. Debate evidence is usually presented in the form of cards, which have 3 parts. The tag, which is written by the debaters to present the argument. The citation, which provides publication and author information for the evidence that is going to be used to support the tag. And then the body of the evidence, which is a copy and pasted portion of an article or book that is used to support the tag. Then evidence is further underlined and highlighted, which is used to present the argument and the evidence in as few words as possible, where a subsection of the body of the evidence is both underlined and highlighted. The highlighted, underlined portion is the part that is read orally out loud in a debate round. A compilation of cards is called a file. It's an organized set of cards related to a specific subject. There's Verbatim, which is a word template designed specifically for debate. And then there's the speech document, a document you create right before a round and during a round that is a compilation of a specific subset of your total evidence tailored to that particular situation. That's all for now. We will begin exploring more of the specific types of debate arguments, what they are, and how they work in future videos. See you there.